The phrase thought of our own consciousness, or perhaps thoughts about our own consciousness, points to one of the most fascinating and slippery aspects of being human, the ability to turn consciousness back on itself, to think about, reflect on, or become aware of our own awareness. This is often called self-consciousness in philosophy, not in the everyday sense of feeling awkward or embarrassed, but in the deeper sense of having consciousness of consciousness. What this actually involves. Humans don't just experience the world, that's basic consciousness. Seeing red, feeling pain, hearing music. We can also step back and notice. I'm seeing red right now. This thought just popped into my head. I'm feeling anxious, and I notice I'm judging myself for it. I exist as the one having these experiences. This reflexive loop, consciousness becoming aware of itself, is what philosophers mean when they talk about self-consciousness or metacognition, thinking about thinking. Key ideas from major views. Many philosophers, from Descartes onward, see this as central to what makes us distinctly human. René Descartes' famous, "I think, therefore I am," is essentially a discovery through thinking about one's own thinking. In more modern terms, e.g., higher-order thought theories, a mental state becomes consciously experienced only when we have a higher-order thought about it, a thought about the first thought or perception. Some views, like certain interpretations of Hegel or phenomenology, treat this reflexivity as the birth of a true self. The moment consciousness negates or distances itself from pure immediacy and becomes aware of itself as a subject. Everyday examples of thinking our own consciousness. During meditation, when the mind quiets and you suddenly notice the endless stream of thoughts, you're not just thinking, you're aware of the thinking process itself. When someone asks, "What are you thinking right now?" and you pause to observe your inner monologue. Moments of existential reflection. Why do I exist? Why is there subjective experience at all in this body-brain? But it's paradoxical and mysterious. If consciousness is always of something, how can it be of itself without infinite regress, awareness of awareness of awareness? Some thinkers argue true, pure self-awareness doesn't require an extra layer. Consciousness is already self-intimating or self-luminous by nature. Certain Eastern traditions and some Western phenomenologists like Sartre lean this way. Others, e.g., some neurophilosophers, say what feels like direct awareness of our own consciousness is actually an illusion or interpretation constructed after unconscious processes. We never directly access the thought factory itself. In short, the very fact that you can ponder thought of our own consciousness is already proof of this strange, recursive capacity. It's what lets us question who or what is doing the questioning in the first place. Does this feel like a loop you're currently in, or were you aiming at something more specific, like emotional self-consciousness, spiritual awakening, or a scientific angle?